Welcome back to a brand new daily update on Helldivers 2. Is the major order harder than we thought? We have a new high command brief, a brand new daily order, and is PvP even needed for Helldivers 2? So like and subscribe and hit that ding dong bell for the future spreading of democracy. The major order dropped yesterday, folks, and it seemed to be pretty straightforward. Choose the stratagem you wanted the most, liberate that planet so you could get it. Well, it's been over 19 hours and we have just seen the planet Penta open up for us in the last couple of hours. So we've had roughly around 19 or so hours where the major order was live, but we couldn't actually access the planets. But now that Penta is open, we will look to liberate it quickly. Or will we? As whichever planet we choose to liberate first, that is the stratagem that all divers will get. To which I think this is going to be harder than normal, mostly due to which planet is chosen. Now, looking through the Reddit and comments on my previous videos and other content creators, it actually looks like we're at a stalemate as players want both stratagems, which is understandable. We've shown both new stratagems on this channel before as well with leaked videos, but yesterday Spitz posted 2 replies on Discord and they're actually very interesting to see. Both stratagems are technically in the game currently, as I'm sure you've seen from leaks, but those are deprecated playtest versions. The final release versions of those stratagems will be live with the major build update early next week. So first of all, we got a major update coming this week, folks, and more than likely on Tuesday, which is awesome. We're more than likely going to get the reworked fire as well, and much more, as Twinbeard said recently that they're still cooking. But with Spitz putting this out there and saying that the versions we've shown on the channel of these 2 stratagems are going to be significantly different, which is a good thing. This could go with a lot of things we've currently seen as leaks, which are going to be changed in the future. This keeps us on our toes, and we may expect one thing, but get something completely different, which is great to see. Spitz also posted this out regarding the 2 stratagems again. Lots of people have tested them by data mining the old versions that are still in the game files from multiple builds ago, and apparently figured they're terrible without considering that they're using an unofficial playtest version and not the ones that's going to be released. This gives me hope for the future of certain things we've seen leaked which don't look all that great, so fingers crossed. The new daily order, folks, as well, is to successfully extract with 5 rare samples. This is a bit of a harder daily order, but still easy. The recent daily orders have been extremely easy for us, guys, as it's just been killing this number of enemies with this weapon or that weapon. This one needs to be done from level 5 and above. Next, we have our new high command brief divers, and it is the following. Our dogmatically determined divers dusted themselves up from the depths of despair and claimed their first ever defensive victory. It was a long and grueling 2-front offensive by both the bots and the bugs, but the enemies of liberty have now beaten themselves exhausted against the resistance put forth by our Helldivers. The automatons initially claimed a lot of territory, and it was only when their war machine had overexpanded that their offensive successes began to wilt. On the other front, the TCS has successfully kept the bugs at bay, resulting in a very limited number of combat theatres. Estanu, in particular, the cold and rocky world, has become somewhat of a Helldiver point of pride. They repeatedly denied attack after attack, never wavering in their determination to keep the infestation in check. Now we turn our eyes to Operation Legitimate Undertaking, a counterattack against the successes of the automaton advance. There are 2 planets, Chewie and Penta, which both hold experimental weapons manufacturing plants that require rescue. Our Helldivers are tasked with liberating both, but only the first one that they liberate will likely be in time to rescue the weaponry. Penta holds the research on experimental airburst rocket launcher, while Chewie unlocks the development of anti-tank mines emplacements. Both of these weapon systems could prove invaluable in the fight to come and must be liberated immediately. And the citizens. The citizens are important too. Choose democratically. I love the citizens part at the end, as I do think in the major update next week we will have the reworked citizens evac missions. Our last story today, folks, is talking about PvP in Helldivers 2. Recently, people are posting screenshots and comments of them saying they want Helldivers 2 to have PvP to be added in some capacity. Helldivers 2 is not a PvP game. It doesn't need it, and Arrowhead will never implement it, as 2 months ago, Arrowhead CEO Johan said the following on Twitter, which IGN ran as a story. Helldivers 2 dev says it will never add PvP because it wants to reduce toxic elements from the community. Helldivers 2 is a great game where teamwork is needed in most missions, and some where you can just have fun killing bugs and bots. Back when they said they will never add PvP, Johan actually said the following to someone who said Arrowhead are scared to add PvP. Not scared, just we don't want the toxicity that naturally comes with it. There are plenty, actually most games, that provide PvP. We make games for people that just want to have a challenging time with friends, but in a PvE setting. If you want PvP, I recommend Escape from Tarkov. Yeah, Tarkov is a great game. That is a good PvP game. You got PUBG as well, obviously you got the COD series, which actually comes to my next point, because this reply was golden. But seeing some of the replies to Johan, it does show how some people only have one-track mind when it comes to video games. Over the last 15 years, since 2009, Call of Duty has been the #1 selling game of the year 11 times. The only times they weren't #1 was 2013 when GTA 5 came out, 2018 when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, then you had Animal Crossing, and recently it was Hogwarts Legacy last year. Those are the ones that took the top spot from Call of Duty. So over the last 15 years, 11 of those have been PvP, which you can see why the majority of people are like, no, I want PvP, it's always in every game, I want that. No, Helldivers does not need it. Helldivers is spreading democracy together. That's what it is. This is why this game is so good and just an essential part of this year's gaming landscape, because it's brought so many people together. Let me know what you think about this down below, folks, and let's keep spreading democracy.